Which way was the water flowing when the rocks were formed? We can determine the current direction in rocks. We can tell which way the water was flowing when they were deposited. Here in a modern sand dune, the wind is blowing to the right and it's depositing sand over the front of that dune. You can see then the sandstone that results, and we can see that the current is flowing towards the right. When we figure out these currents in rocks, we refer to those as paleocurrents, the current direction in the rock when the rock was formed. And so in each of these, you can tell which way the current was flowing by the nature of these structures in the rock. And because of this, we can then go back to rock formations and tell which way the current was flowing when that formation was deposited. Look at an aerial view of a landscape today, a modern landscape. The water currents are random. They go in every direction because streams are flowing and carrying the water in all different directions. If the ancient world was like today, collecting paleocurrents would not be useful. They would just be random. Here are 4 maps showing which way the currents were flowing at different times in the geologic record. The one at the lower left, the Precambrian, that's before there was life on this earth. Those are random. That's the way you would expect those currents to look today, just random. And so what about during the time when the fossils were being formed in the rocks, during times when we think would have been during the flood? Well, look at the lower right, the Cambrian. Those are not random. They're flowing in rather distinct directions in the western United States, they're flowing towards the west. Eastern United States, they're flowing mostly towards the east. Those are not compatible with what happens today. Then you go the upper left. Now the currents are flowing mostly south. There's some variation, but the fact that so much of it is consistent is very intriguing and very interesting. Then you go to the upper right. There's some variation, but there's a lot of distinct pattern in which way the currents are flowing. Currents in the modern world and paleocurrents in the Precambrian before Creation Week are random. However, paleocurrents in Mesozoic and Paleozoic rocks are not random. The water currents were flowing in consistent patterns over very large areas. This is best explained by the water direction during different times during the global flood.